Good afternoon, Burlingame. Hope everybody is doing well after spring break. And as we look toward end of year activities and promotion ceremonies and all the excitement that comes with summer after we get through this sudden surprise of a few cold and sort of rainy and windy days, we need the rain. Can't complain. Have been doing a lot of site activities, PTAs, and meetings with parents. And it's great to see everything coming back to life and assemblies going on campus, as well as different activities at the schools and volunteers back and noon duty supervision, as well as libraries all starting to come back to life just as spring is winding up and we head into summer. There's also a full slate of summer activities this summer. Make sure you talk to your principal and look at our different newsletters. We have our summer program. We have all of our different camps from Parks and Recreation, as well as other groups. And there's an awful lot of them this year. So get in the know and sign up for anything that you'd like to for your children. PTAs have been doing a great job with our principals at re-engaging our community and getting them back on campus. I'm seeing play dates happen. I'm seeing activities at the parks. It's really important after a couple of years of not being able to engage, particularly our new parents, to get them involved with our schools. Our schools have always been a bit of a nexus in our community for getting to know your neighbors and for your kids to also really engage in that emotional development and interaction, which actually carries through in Burlingame throughout their entire school careers. And actually, if you talk to folks that grew up here, throughout their entire lives, super important, those connections. So participate in those play dates with PTA or the BCE site reps or both. Parents, if you just want to do your own, we also encourage and help coordinate that. Talk to your PTA, consider it a volunteer event and get out there. Volunteers are coming back onto campus and working through their fingerprinting and TB testing, and we are using them to really good effect for noon duty, as well as libraries, as well as classroom volunteers again. So if you're interested, if you want to engage with your child's school, it's a great time. Get back out there and do it and re-engage with your community. Any of you that watched the board meeting this past week, on Tuesday, we did approve outdoor ed returning for future fifth grade, and there's going to be a board member, Trustee Mudd, as well as some community members that are going to look at other activities that might be available for future 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classes. And they'll be working with the middle school principal and staff to provide those opportunities. It's also a great opportunity for the BIS, PTA, and volunteers to sort of activate. Middle schools are always a tough age to get activism as far as PTAs and volunteerism going. Kids get older, they tend to get a little bit more squirrely for our parents to deal with, and we really see volunteerism drop off at the middle school age. I would like to remind parents, teachers, I know you know this as far as development as well. It's so important for parents to stay engaged throughout middle school as our kids go through puberty, as well as different social adjustments. I know they might say they don't want you there. I know it might be harder to be there, but man, is it important. And we know that the research supports it. Stay engaged with your kiddo throughout their entire 8th grade development. It's actually important in high school too, but I'll let high school make its own pitches. For next year and as well as this year, if folks are interested, we really need, with this shortage of workers in California, to get folks on board, continuing to substitute for us to help us with being behavioral or resource aides for our learners, as well as doing noon duty. Parents, you've been volunteering a lot. We need that to continue, but I would also like folks to consider, if they think that it's really of interest to them, talk to your principal of your local school and see whether you'd want to do it on a daily basis, or whether you have a neighbor and maybe you want to split it and do every other day, and maybe even work for the school and work for the principal. It might only be a short part of your day, an hour and a half or 2 hours a day, but that coverage is great. If you're one of those wonderful volunteers that says, but I don't want to be paid, I just want to show up every day, that's great too. However, a way around that perhaps, because we actually would like you to be paid if you want to be on the in the cafeteria or working with our kids every day, is join up whether it's as a substitute or as a noon duty supervisor or as a classroom aide. Sign up, get that paycheck, even if it's only an hour and a half or 5 hours a day, whatever you're able to do or are interested in doing, and then donate it back to your PTA for whatever activities they might be planning, or to BCE. That would be wonderful. And it then encourages you to stay engaged, and it supports those groups that support the school district. So a really nice sort of mutually helpful way to go about doing it. Some folks have taken me up on that already, and they're doing it. It's great. I don't think we could have gotten through January and February without a lot of you. So thanks again for your volunteerism. Teachers and principals, thanks for all that you do. It's great to see school becoming more and more like maybe we remembered it, and we're getting there step by step, day by day. Stay positive and have a wonderful weekend.